Greetings, fellow Vikings. My name is Winrenu, and today I will show you how I built this statue in the background. But before I begin with the tutorial, I want to give a quick shout out to all the builders of Comfy Valheim that have inspired me to do this. In particular, I want to name Brits. He has a Reddit called Britserland, and he does a lot with item stands, for example, and also some other great stuff. He was really an inspiration for me, and also Ghost from Ghost Builds. He has a YouTube channel. I will link both in the description. You can check that out as well. So let's jump into the tutorial. So to start this statue build off, I'm using the big wooden item stands for the main body, and I'm placing that first and building everything else around it to have the main body as a reference point, and want to make sure at the beginning that it is lined up in the middle. I placed some wooden 1x1 beams, as you can see here, as support structure, and then I removed them later on. I have a mod installed that gives my build pieces 1,000,000 HP, so it takes really long for them to break down if they float in the air. If you don't use a similar mod, you have to keep the support structure in place until you connect it, until you have built the legs basically, or else the wooden pieces will fall out of the air and be destroyed. And keep in mind that you can use the shift key to place pieces freely without them snapping to a certain position. That's what I used here as well. So after the main body is in place, we can continue with the legs. I will start with the right leg here first by building up a small tower of the little item stands. This leg is going to be like this 90-degree kneeling position. So we're building up the straight part here, just adding the little item stands on top of each other, and then after we have reached the height of the main body, we are going to rotate that by 90 degrees, and we are going to make our way over to the main body as shown over here. So I'm going a little bit behind the main body because I want to place some big item stands there for the back side, so the main body gets a little bit thicker, and there we have the first leg completed basically. I am now spawning in a bunch of padded helmets for the leg. Unfortunately, they all fell down. Wasn't the best spawn-in position right there, but I got them eventually. I've already placed an iron armor piece on the front body and a red linen cape on the back side over here, as you can see, and I'm now placing the padded helmets on the item stand, on the item stands of the leg. So after that is finished, you can notice that I changed the main body to padded armor from the iron armor. I think both look fine either way, and so I've completed the item stands of the main body by placing the armor on them, and now I'm doing the left leg. I'm doing the part that's on the bottom first, and then I'm angling it for the upper part, also placing the small item stands here. You have to make sure that they are in the correct rotation, and it can be quite hard to place them. It took me several tries to get this done perfectly, so don't worry if you have to break them down and place them again. I needed to do that as well. And I also keep placing my hammer on these item stands. I'm now spawning in some padded helmets again for the other leg, right there. This time I went to a better position so they don't fall all into the fountain. Now I'm placing these padded helmets in the same way on the other leg over here, and I think it really looks cool. So that's the other leg done. Now for the next part, I think I built I am now going to build the head, and I just made sure I have the correct rotation by placing one piece on the ground where I could see it better, and then I'm placing I think 2 or 3 pieces right here for the head, and I'm also adding a padded helmet on that. So now we have the head done. Actually, I was not completely satisfied how it looked like, so I replaced the padded helmet for the head on one of the lower item stands. After the head is done, it's now time for the last 2 remaining arms, and to be honest, I think that's the most difficult part, to get the arms looking good over there. And yeah, I just needed to replace a lot of pieces, break it down again. I will speed up the footage a little bit, but I'm using the small item stands again, the same principle as I did for the legs, and I try not to get too much angle into them, because then it does not look that good. If you have the padded helmets over it, then a lot of wood will stick out from the item stand. So yeah, it's quite difficult. You maybe need to experiment around a bit with it. I've completed the arm now, and I'm quite happy with it, with how it looks like. And I tried out some different shields, but I think the scale shield looks the best on it, to be honest. Yeah, there's one additional item stand over there. Make sure you have the right rotation, which holds the shield in place. And yeah, that's it for this arm. One more to go. So for the other arm, the right arm, we're doing the same thing again, placing the item stands over there, and yeah, I'm going outward a little bit, and then I'm doing an angle at the elbow, and yeah, still need to replace some things because I'm not satisfied how it looks like. As I said earlier, you might need to experiment a little bit. I'm now doing the elbow joint over here. Can't get it quite the way I wanted to. Now I have it done, and then yeah, let's complete the rest of the arm. So after the arm is completed, you need to place a 180-degree different rotation at the end for the spear. I also experimented a little bit, and I think the ancient spear looks the best, but of course you can do whatever you like. Swords and other shorter weapons unfortunately don't work, because they are gripped in the middle of the item, or in the middle of the handle by the item stand, and it doesn't look really like someone is holding it in his hands. So this spear looks the best in my opinion. And then yeah, I'm spawning some padded helmets again to complete the arm, and then we're basically finished. To finish this build off, I placed a ring out of the bigger item stands around it, and then later on put the red linen capes on top of them to have this red ring around it. I think it looks quite cool and adds to the majestic look of the statue. And afterwards the build is done. So that's all from me for today. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you want to see more awesome statues and sculptures and much more, you can watch my Comfy Valheim art museum tour right here. And I hope to see you all someday on the server, and if not, see you all in Valhalla!